Hey guys, welcome back to another episode on SNS Fishing Adventures. Now, one of the big ways to catch carp is with a method lead. But the big problem in the United States is you can't find the method lead very easy. Now, I actually came across a YouTuber he goes by Catfish and Carp, and he used to have a website. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like he's doing his Catfish and Carp YouTube anymore, but I did learn this from him. Now, here's a few things that you are going to need. Obviously, number one, you need a snap swivel. Makes it very easy, okay? Number two, this is a 1.5 inch drywall anchor. And you'll notice right there, it's got a hole right there at the bottom there on the flat top there. And then right here is the part that would go into the drywall. All I did was I took a pair of dikes, I cut the top off, and then you'll see it goes all the way through, okay? Next thing is your egg sinker. For this particular purpose, I have a 1/4 ounce egg sinker here. I personally like lighter weight. I don't usually fish in a big current kind of area. Usually it's more of a slow moving or stagnant type area. I don't really need a whole lot of weight. And then obviously you need a snell hook. Makes it real easy, okay? On this particular hook, obviously, I just have a very small hook here. Perfect for the carp. You just load it up with your corn, dough bait, things like that. So what you'll do is when you first put everything together, you're going to put this on first, okay? You're going to put it through the top. Now, the part that you cut off, you're going to put that on the top. But above that, and I'll back up actually, you're going to want to do your egg sinker first, okay? Put your egg sinker on, slide it up the line, okay? Then you put this on. That'll be next. And you're going to put this on. Now, the part that you cut with the dikes, you're going to want to trim it up the best you can. You don't have to make it super perfect, but just trim it up the best that you can, okay? Then you're going to, at that point, once everything is above it, you're going to have your snap swivel. The part that's you tie on right there, you just tie on your main line right there, and then everything will fall on top. Now, the key is making sure the bottom of this drywall anchor is sitting on top of the snap swivel. And then what will happen is when the drywall anchor falls down on the line, it'll fall right on top of your knot, and it will go right inside the hole there. Makes it real simple. It will not go all the way through if you use a big enough snap swivel. So I prefer to get a bigger snap swivel. Ones that you would use for like carp or for catfish or bigger type fish. You would use that. Excuse me, I apologize. And then last but not least, of course, you have your snell hook. Now, you don't have to use a snap swivel. You can use just like a barrel swivel. And then if you want to put a different type leader line on the bottom, you can do that too and tie it off with the hook on the bottom. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to put this all together. I'm going to go ahead and show you what this looks like, and I'll be right back. Thank you guys very much for waiting for me. I appreciate it. So I do have a rod here that I've actually already had this rig already all taken care of. So like I said, you have your egg sinker up above. You do have that drywall anchor that you made. I do have that snap swivel right there with my snelled hook and then my hook at the bottom. All you do is you just put your pack bait right there around the top there. You put that in there just like you normally would with a regular with a regular spring that you can buy from Amazon or places like that. You would use that. Let me show you one of those. You could always use something that looks like this. You could always use that. But yeah, you use that just like that, your snelled hook. You load it up with the corn, and then you just cast that thing out. Well, guys, thank you very much for tuning in on this do-it-yourself method feeder. I really appreciate it, guys. I appreciate all the support and love you've given me and Stephanie recently. Thank you very much, and as always, God bless you guys, and tight lines to you guys. You guys have a good night.